Hello, I'm Dr. Gary Mendoza. I'm Director of the Nutrition Academy, and I'm just putting up this little video really just to give people a bit more of a feel for what the Foundation in Nutrition course is all about. We're just about to release this course online. It'll be free to access, so anybody can watch this. There is absolutely no obligation whatsoever. Just sign up on the website and away you go. As the name suggests, it's foundations of nutrition, so we're going to be kind of providing some basic principles within there. In the first module, we're going to look at some of the legal, moral obligations around maybe providing nutrition advice, kind of where you stand, what you shouldn't say, how you maybe should back it up, that type of thing. We're then going to move on to look at screening, so how you would screen individuals, how you might kind of look at your own health and well-being in terms of what nutrition advice you may take on board. And then also data collection. How would you find out about an individual's diet? How would you find out about your own diet? How are you going to collect that data? How might you analyze it? Again, just some kind of ideas around this. Finally, in this first module, we're going to look at some of the population statistics for obesity, overweight, children's obesity, just to kind of give you a flavour for what the current picture is nutritionally in the UK and more importantly worldwide, because it's a very similar pattern actually as we look. We are then going to move into a bit more of the nitty-gritty. We're going to certainly look at the biochemistry that's involved in nutrition at a very, very superficial level, but nonetheless enough to give you an understanding. So as when you're looking at some of these molecules or whatever, they're not so confusing. This is basic, it is foundation, and it's designed for somebody that's coming in from a completely non-science background. So it might sound daunting, and I know for some people chemistry at school was shock horror, but hopefully you won't find that with this. This is basic level, entry level if you like, so you will have no problems whatsoever. Having got that underpinning knowledge in place, we're then going to look at the macronutrients. Might be new terminology to you. Macronutrients, protein, fats, carbohydrates. So we're just going to look at some of the basic kind of building blocks for those three macronutrients. We're not going to go into any depth about diet design or anything like that because this is a foundation course. So it's just the main principles that underpin those particular nutrients. Having looked at the macronutrients, or the big nutrients if you want to look at them that way, we're then going to take a look at the micronutrients, so vitamins, minerals, look at how they're subdivided, different groups, and some very basic roles for each of the vitamins and minerals, just to again give you a flavour, excuse the pun. Having done that, we're now going to look at the UK dietary reference values and look at a lot of the terminology that's used around dietary reference values, both in the UK and worldwide. So kind of applicable across the board. You'll see this terminology used a lot, and hopefully this will introduce some new terminology. Might be a bit of homework for some of you, which is fine. That's good. So we're going to look at principles of that. So that's the overall kind of nutritional side of it. We're then going to move on to an aspect that very much ties into nutrition, and that's lifestyle and behavior change. Looking at it really from a perspective of weight management, how you make lifestyle changes. How do you go about that? Whether that be for yourselves or whether that be for other individuals. Again, looking at some concepts. My doctoral research is based around lifestyle behavior change and nutrition, and so I'm going to pull in some of the themes from that and explain some of the more recent kind of theories around behavior change, because that's a very important concept in terms of nutrition. Finally, to tie the whole thing together, we're going to look at communication. How do you communicate your findings? How do you kind of write these things down? How are you going to present it to somebody else? If you are working with a client, what do you maybe need to bear in mind? As I said right at the start, it is a foundation nutrition course, so it's just designed to give you the underpinning knowledge, and hopefully it kind of piques your interest in nutrition. Now you might just complete this course and think, yeah, that was really interesting, but I don't want to bother with anything else, and that's perfectly okay. There's absolutely no obligation with this course. Do it, enjoy it, and then if you decide to take it to another level, you've then got that foundational knowledge. You can think of it as building a house. Well, this course, as it says on the tin, you're laying down the foundations. You're under no obligation to do anything further. We'd love it if you then decided to come and work with us on the applied nutrition, but trust me, there is no further obligation. Do the course, enjoy it, take whatever you need to get from it, and then hopefully that raises a few other questions in your mind, and then that might be the point at which you decide to take your career forward. So just a very short introduction there. Best way to find out, go to the website. Just above my head here you can see the web address. Click on the free course, sign up. All we need is your name and email address. That's it. That's the end of your commitment, and you will get pointed in the right direction. There's a contact form there to register your interest, and we look forward to working with you both now and in the future. All the best. Signing off from here. Cheers, Gary.